Rah, not bestie contributing to my toy addiction. Hi guys, I'm Jay, and I love my friends. Today we have a package from my very good friend Fancy Engine, who you guys have heard me mention him in videos before. We do a thing every year where we trade a bunch of stuff to each other, but we only do it like maybe once or twice a year, purely for the fact that it's so expensive to get things shipped from America to the UK and the UK to America. It's very expensive on both ends, so we try to make it worth our while. I actually forgot a lot of what he sent me. I knew, like, off the top of my head, like, one or two things that are in here, but you know, before opening it, I just had no fucking idea. And you might notice in this unboxing that I'm doing a voiceover, and I have a pretty good reason for it. So usually when I do unboxing, it's when the post has been, which is usually around like 1 or 2 o'clock. I'm obviously fully awake then in the afternoon doing my thing. But this one arrived like early in the morning, talking like really, really early for no reason whatsoever. And it woke me up and I got mad. So I went back to sleep because my bed... Colin does this thing where he jumps into bed with me while I'm asleep in the night, and I wake up and it is the toastiest, comfiest thing ever. So I end up not wanting to wake up until like late in the morning kind of thing. The point I'm making is I was not awake at all when I opened this, unlike the raw audio of the raw video. Not to mention there were people home, so I couldn't be as energetic as usual. So yeah, it sounds like shit, and I don't want y'all to hear me sound like that, because that's just not me. I'm not a morning person in the slightest. Enough yapping, and let's get into the unboxing itself. And you might have noticed on the box that there's a couple of little doodles on there of like Thomas and Percy and Soto Mail and the Mail Train logo. It's sweet. He does this all the time when he sends me stuff, and I always love it. It's and a prime example right here. He drew a little Thomas and he's saying hi to me. It's sweet. And you put "hope you enjoy" on the back of it. Dude, this is why he's my local amigo. I love this guy so much. So first up for what Jack has sent me is an All Engines Go diecast Edward. Now, what's significant about this is he got it for me before it came out in the UK. And this was initially going to be the Edward that I had, but obviously, because it takes us so long to ship things out, not only because it's expensive, but we also like to build it up to be a big haul. And I ended up getting my own because he finally released over here, but regardless, I'm still very happy that this came from him. The next one up isn't a Thomas thing, but it's still a very cool piece, and it's the Brave Little Toaster on DVD. The Brave Little Toaster is fucking awesome. I love this movie so much. The characters are so lovable. The animation is great for such a low budget. The music and the songs are so good. The same dude who composed the score for this movie is the same composer for Ice Age. That's how you know it's real shit. The Brave Little Toaster is one of those things that Disney kind of ignores. You know, it's not on Disney Plus, and it hasn't had a new home media release since, I'm pretty sure, this one. There was also the cancelled 4th movie, which looked like this. And then the live action one, which looked like this. Yeah, I'm kind of glad this franchise has stayed dormant. I really do hope this works on my Xbox so I can see this behind the scenes featurette that they mentioned, because I have no idea what it is, but regardless, amazing piece. I'm so glad to have my first official piece of Brave Little Toaster merch in my collection. Next up, we have an orange Nakayoshi truck, which, if you know the lore behind this thing, you don't, because nobody does. Yo, holy shit, what's in this bag, bro? What's in this bag? What are we looking at here? But now we're gonna look at that later. Fun fact about this Diesel plush, it's the only Diesel plush pre-All Engines Go. Yeah. Next up, we have a Capsule Playrel Henry, but this isn't any Henry. No. This is an angry Henry. He is pissed. This was a purchase from Westy on Twitter. I got this guy, another thing that's in here, and another thing which I did end up giving to Jack, being a Capsule Playrel Madge. This face is going to get ripped straight off and put on a take-along. I cannot wait to see how this looks. It's going to look amazing. And the other thing I got from Westy is a Capsule Playrel Peter Sam, but not any Peter Sam. It's one with the old funnel. This, again, just shows how goated Capsule Playrel is. They made a whole new release just to give Peter Sam his old funnel, which, at that point, he hadn't had for years. It's awesome! Next up, we have a Bandai Mini Diecast Oliver, and this range is where I get a good amount of my faces from. I'll be showing more in detail later, but Oliver on his own, he's so cool, he's so silly. Yo, what's this thing we got here, bro? It's like opening toys on Christmas if my family knew how the fuck to buy toys from Japan. I don't think Japanese toys could ever top the Thomas comics that my sister got me for Christmas though, so yeah, my sister's the coolest. So first up for these, we have 2 more of the Bandai Mini Diecast, and it's Fuggers. Look at him! I love how this guy looks. He's so cheery and so happy and surprisingly detailed. These things look really, really good. Next up, we have the Bandai Mini Diecast handle. Now, the way they did the narrow gauge engines is they had the coaches attached to their bodies as if they're like a tender engine. It's a really cool feature. I like it a lot, you know? Next up, we have 2 different kinds of Bandai narrow gauge coaches, being the Nakayoshi and the Bandai Tech. These things are just awesome, man. They're basically take-along narrow gauge coaches. They couple up perfectly. Next up, we have a Nakayoshi Scruffy, which I'm pretty sure this is like my 3rd one now. And good thing too, because Nakayoshi Scruffy is really, really good. They did not need to go this hard on a troublesome truck who gets ripped to pieces. Next up, we have a Capsule Player L Winston, which, if you watch the last unboxing, you'll notice I got one there. I may have forgotten that Jack was giving me one. It's always good to have spares though, and Winston is just an amazing, amazing little piece. I'm shocked how accurate he looks. He looks that good. People use this thing for like their 00 models. It's crazy. And next up, we have not 1, not 2, but 3 diesels. With the first one being the Adventures Talking Pirate Diesel. Yeah. To be fair, he is just a normal diesel with an eye patch printed on once you remove the bandana, and that alone is really, really cool. His voice clips are really fucking funny as well. One of them is literally just gunshot. Next up is a bit of a strange one. It's the All Engines Go Sodor Cup Diesel. This is one of those variants for the toys that surprisingly appeared in the show and in one of the movies, so I kind of wanted it for that alone. Plus, he looks pretty snazzy. This next one is the thing that I traded the Capsule Player L Madge I bought off Westy for, and it's a take-along diesel, but not just any take-along diesel. Wait for it. Wait for it. Ah, he's got a shocked face! Oh my god, he's so cool! And I'm just thinking now, this would have been really, really good to have when I did the World's Strongest Engine, but you know, it's not that deep. He's still so cool. I'm so glad to finally have this thing. I didn't even know this existed for years, and finding out they did a diesel face variant, it's fucking crazy. This next one is actually the first thing I got confirmed to be getting from this haul, and it's a Jet the Hawk figure from Jack's Pacific. Now, I had to get this thing from Jack because for whatever fucking reason, they never released him in the UK. You would go to the entertainer, you can ask, hey, do you have such and such wave of Sonic figures? They'll be like, yeah. Do you have Jet the Hawk? No, but we have fucking everybody else. Why? Why didn't we get Jet over here? Why did they do that to me? You could look at it as like a cool chase release kind of thing, but I don't want to look at it like that. I want to look at it as a normal release that everyone is able to get. This was just pissing me off. Still though, it is really nice to finally have Jet, and I'm going to be keeping him in the box until they release Wave and Storm so I can have them all together. I'm doing the same with the hardboil heavy figures. I'm not opening any of them until I have all of them. And with Jet now in my possession, I now own every single 4-inch modern Sonic figure that Jax has made. I swear I have a lie. Next up, we have a little bundle of fucking fellas. We've got 4 mini diecast Terrences, and oh, he's so sick. You guys have already seen the Weezer meme I made with them. I love these things so much. I'm just gonna be like hiding these about the house for people to find. Next up, we have a really, really neat little guy, and it's the Bandai Mini Diecast Diesel 10. And just look how fucking awesome he looks. That face just has no right to look as good as it does, and the rest of his body looks really, really cute in this little chibi style. Little dude even has like a fully rotating claw. That's so cute. I love this thing so much. The next one is the front portion of a Capsule Player L hero, and this is going to be very important for a project I'm going to be working on relatively soon, so, you know, keep your eyes out for that. I might be cooking here. Next up, we have another army of little fucking fellas, and this time, it's Toad the Brake Van, and just look how... Oh, he's so tiny! I love him! I love how mischievous his little face is. Like, this is a little rapscallion getting up to no good right here. Look at him. Even better is I have 3 more of him. Next up, we have some really, really awesome pieces that we kind of decided last minute, and it's the Nakayoshi Splatter and Dodge. Minus their faces. So I put the idea out there for Jack recently that if he got an Ari and Bert shipped to my house, a take and play one, I could repaint them into Splatter and Dodge for him and make basically the same Splatter and Dodge I use for him. And he used the Nakayoshi ones previously, and since I'm making him take and play ones, he decided he didn't need these anymore, so now they're with me. I'm not that fussed about their faces being missing, because I'm going to be swapping them out with Capsule Player L ones anyway, and these guys are definitely getting some detail added on, like those windows there, but yeah, that's Nakayoshi Splatter and Dodge. And that brings us down to the final little bundle of items before the face bag, and the first one up in here is Mini Diecast Skarloey. Why does he look like Mr. Frog? I think these are some other ones that fell victim to the Skarloey Sir Handle face drama, so yeah, but the rest of him looks really cool. I love this guy so much.
Oh, hello. Where are your wheels? Hello.
Next up, we have a mini diecast Edward, and what a little stunner. Look at him. He looks sick. These things are so getting used as cargo because you could so easily explain it away by saying they're like kiddie ride-on things you'd find at shopping malls or something. I love these things so much, though. I can't get over how big Thomas was in Japan and just how much stuff we got. Next up, we have the Bandai Mini Diecast Harvey, and just look at this little guy, and look at the size of that chin. God damn.
Here comes the Crimson Chin.
Again, mind-blowing how they can fit so much detail in such a small package. Like, he's got a fully rotating crane arm and everything. This guy's awesome. You guys thought Toad looked a little bit mischievous, but then look at these two. These guys are about to commit war crimes together. They don't even look that mischievous, though. They look like the little yippee guy. Another mind-blowing example of how detailed these things are. Just look at these, man. This... Wow. This one will definitely get you guys excited because everybody asked me where I get my faces from, and it's from these and the Capsule Player L ones and Nakayoshi, so shut the fuck up asking me. I'm kidding, by the way. Ask all the questions you want. But yeah, this is the Angry Mini Diecast Thomas, and that face is just... It's just so perfect. Look at it. I think you guys have seen enough of what this face can do. It can fit on Take-Along perfectly, and that's all that matters. Phenomenal little piece, and I'm so glad to have a spare one, because if I lost this thing, I'd cry. You guys know you were most excited for this, because I was most excited for this, so you'd fucking better be. I love how I can just threaten my audience with the most, like, mundane shit ever. Like, yeah, you're gonna fucking watch this video, and yeah, you're gonna like it, and you're gonna enjoy it, and you're just gonna enjoy yourself. And you're gonna have a good fucking time. You're just gonna be happy, because I'm glad that you're happy. So first up, we have a Capsule Player L Beppe face, and you're probably wondering why the fuck I got Beppe. Well, I think it would work perfectly as a CGI Bruno face, and it does. Next up, we have the Mini Diecast Emily face, and it just looks good. Why would you not have it? It's a good face regardless whether you use it on Emily or not. Next up is the Ertl Wind-Up Percy face, and this is just perfect. I have already put this thing on and cleaned it up by the time I'm doing this voiceover thing, and good God, it looks good. Next up, we have what me and my friends like to call the bruh face for Thomas, as well as a custom one based on the grumpy face used in the Trampy movies, and I just love that face. Here's the bruh face on Thomas as well. They look basically the same, but there's the little difference in the eyebrows that makes it for me. It's just, oh, I love it so much.
I'm gonna get so molested.
Next Next, we have yet another angry face making free, but I do have a specific use for this one that you guys will see pretty soon. But the other one is a sad face, and good God, this is probably the thing I was most excited to get, honestly. Next up, we have either Nakayoshi, Splatter, or Dodger's faces, and we're going to put it on Dodge now just to see how it looks, and yeah, it looks peak. These next few are something that Jack has been doing rather recently, where he does his own Railway Series illustrated looking faces using a really fine point pen, and it just looks so incredible. The ones he sent to me are a Bandai Edward and a Bandai James, and they just look really, really cool. I love these things. Next up is a Capsule Player L Angry Diesel face, and I can't remember whether I had a use in mind for this, or if Jack just threw it in because I like Diesel, because these don't fit on Take and Play. It's tragic. Next up, we have another Nakayoshi face, being either Donald or Douglas. I don't know which one's which, but it's just a really good face to have. I love sticking these on background engines because they're so straight-faced, you know, they just look like average dudes. A little tip from me, and something you should definitely consider when you're making customs, is sometimes a face just doesn't look like the character it's meant to be, so it's completely fine to use it on a custom train, whether it be like a background engine or even an OC. And if you guys are up for a little scavenger hunt, try and find where I have used this face in a previous remake, and the first person to find it wins, I don't know, a crisp high five. Here's another mini diecast Edward face, and I want to see how this looks on the Take and Play. 1 sec.
12 seconds later.
Yeah? He looks peak. Look how handsome he is. And lastly, we have a clenched Thomas face, which is based right on the cast they used in the television series. That's awesome! This face was sized for a wooden railway Thomas, and since the clenched face take-along Thomas is the last one that I need and I still don't have yet, this will do for now. I think the day I finally do get that straining face Thomas, it's like I'll just ascend into the clouds and never return. So yeah, that was everything I got from Jack, and this was so worth the wait. Like I've said before, I'm a very sentimental person, so having things like trains that mean a lot to me come from one of my best friends who also means a lot to me. It's like, it's a whole like boatload of sentimentality. It's great. It's a great feeling. It goes without saying that all of this stuff is going to be eventually used in Take and Play remakes. Even the 4 Terrences, I will figure out a use for those, mark my words. Thank you guys so much for watching. Your continuous support has made it so much more fulfilling to be making videos lately. I've been on fire. It's great. I love doing what I do. Do all the cool interaction stuff that YouTubers usually tell you to do, and I'm gonna catch you in a bit. I'm gonna go play trains. Hope you guys like Weezer.